Good evening all. The next topic for key enablers for LTE feature standardization, the very last features of LTE. This is LTE network architecture. This is going to talk today. In this, already when we talk something for today, we have to look at history, how it has been evolved, how it has been improved, any technology. And that is the reason we starting from 3GPP evolved towards a flat LTE downterm evolutions and SE system architecture evolutions, architectures. Already we have seen last slides of my last video. Now we are discussing flat LTE architectures. In this, as I have shown in last video, 3GP release 6 architecture has 4 network elements in the data path: base station, radio network controller RNC, servicing GPRS and SGPN, and gateway GGSN. And that was changed to release 7, where it is introduced direct tunnel option from RNC to direct trunking between RNC to gateway of gateway, MSC or whatever it is, which eliminated SGSN from the data path. Later on, LTE on other hand will have only 2 network elements in the data path. One is node B or E node, okay, or a system architecture evolution gateway SAI, that is included in the LTE, where it was the advantage of it is enhancement from the release 7 of that architecture. LTE merges base station and RNC functionality into the single unit that we have seen, where RNC and base station together, they have merged together, and the control path includes the functional entity called mobility management entity, and which provides control plane functions related to subscriber mobility and session management. The MEME mobility management entity, which is base station RNC included together, that an SE general gateway could be collocated into a single entity, and that is known as, we call it a gateway, okay, access gateway, only access gateway. Flat LTE network architecture, this is a key aspect of the LTE flat architecture, is that all services including voice are supported on the internet protocol using IP protocol. So that is the advantage of this thing, okay, where it was not possible before using to make the calls. It was not. Now we internet, we can make the calls. That was not possible. Another release, another architecture, early architecture other than LTE architecture. This is included in LTE. Unlike previous 2G and 3G system, which had a separate circuit switching subnetwork for supporting voice with their own mobility switching centers, MSC, and transport network, LTE envisions only a single evolved packet switching core, an EPC, over which all services are supported, which could provide huge operational and infrastructure cost saving. Definitely. However, that although LTE has been designed for Internet Protocol services after release 7 onwards with a flat architecture, due to background compatibility reasons, certain legacy, non-IP aspect of the 3GPP architecture, such as GPS tunneling protocol and PDCP, packet data convergence protocol, still exists in LTE data structure. That is, we have kept here. LTE network architecture. Now we have studied, we have seen flat LTE network architecture. Now we are talking only LTE network architecture. In this, Core network designed by 3GPP Release 8 to support LTE is called Evolved Packet Core EPC. EP is designed to provide a high capacity all IP inter-protocol reduced latency flat architecture that dramatically reduces the cost and supports advanced real-time and media-rich services with enhanced quality of experience. It is designed not only to support new radio access networks such as LTE, but also provide interworking with the legacy. We have IF network we have included here in between 2G GRN and 3G UTRN. UTRN, we know, I have told, if you go for GSM technology, this is 3G technology which is being used and become standard that time they are used here everywhere later on. A network connected to SGSN. Functions on LTE architecture. It includes access control, packet routing and transfer, mobility management, security, radio resource management and network management as a whole. LTE architecture elements, the EPC, I told Evolved Packet Core that become altogether 3G Release 8 that and main network that become called is Evolved Packet Core. That EPC includes the following new elements. What is that? One is Service Gateway, SGW now. The Packet Data Network Gateway, PGW, Mobility Management Network, Entity, MEME. We support user equipment, contest identity as well as authentication and authorization users of the management, mobility management. Policy and charging rules functions, PCRF, which manages QoS aspect current and legacy radio access network. A brief description of each of the four new elements is provided here. You can see the LTE network architecture diagram which we have discussed earlier slides. You can see that now. See, beginning you see there are GSM, see GRN that goes to SG service GSM, and there are UMTS of 3G and later on HSPA which is release 6 UTRAN included there. Altogether we are putting 3GPP to SGPN. And LTE directly it has gone to MEME. It has been told in earlier slides. Then where the CDMA technology hold code division multiple access, definitely we have to bring separately directly to PDN. And here it is going LTE, the user plane servicing gateway, it is included through ME, and this become altogether we made service gateway and PDN gateway together we made as one EPS SE access gateway, and this become a service to IP service IMN. That is the things. PCRF also we have connected. That is the total enhancement is taken care by LTE network architecture from earlier architecture, flat architecture, which was used from the various technology, old technology, and that has been HSPA and using UMTS and WiMAX technology that is included here in LTE network architecture. LTE network architecture also SW, we have to discuss what is service gateway that we have diagram here. What it does, service gateway, this is a function of the service gateway. It terminates the interface towards the 3GPP radio access network. It acts as a demarcation point between RAN and core network, you can understand, and manage the user plane mobility. It services the mobility Encore and MT move across areas serviced by different node B elements or EU-TRAN as well as across the 3GPP radio network such as old network like 3G RAN and U-TRAN. We told that become a base, that U-TRAN was the base of the 3G, and later on SGW does downlink packet buffering, initiation of network triggering service request procedure. Other functions of the SGW also include lawful interceptions, packet routing and forwarding, transport level packet marking in the uplink and the downlink, accounting support for users and inter-operator charging. Next particular things we have to discuss in LTE network architecture is packet data network gateway. It controls IP data services, routing, IP addresses, allocating, enforces policy, and provides access of non-3GPP access network. Means 3G, maybe 2G and 1G, that also is included. That is the beauty of the LTE. The PGW act as a termination point of EPC, I told already, towards other packet data network, PDN, such as internet, provide IP network, or IMS, network providing end user service. So PDN, and we have made, apart from the MSC we are using for from base station RAN, now it is been included together. It services as an anchor point of section towards external PDN and provides functions such as user IP address allocations, policy enforcement, packet filtering, and charging support too. Definitely, we are using what are this policy we have to discuss. This is being supporting policy enforcement, including operator defined rules for resource allocation to control data rate, quality, and usage. Packet filtering functions include deep packet inspection for application detection. So this is the PGW. Next is mobility management entity. Third point of the LTE network architecture, we have to make the MEME perform the signing, very important, and control function for manage the user terminal access to network connection and assignment for network resources. It also take care mobility management functions such as ideal mode location tracking, paging, roaming, and handover. It also controls all the control plane functions relating to subscriber and session management, like control signaling and broadcasting signaling and session controlling we are doing. It also taking care. The MEME also provides security functions such as providing temporary identification for user terminal, interfacing with home subscriber server for authentications, definitely where it is being registered the location of the subscriber, and negotiation for ciphering and integrated production, because whether it is a valid subscriber or not, that to be done, and that is the reason we are using here home subscriber service, MEME taking care. It is also responsible for selecting the appropriate serving and PDN gateway and selecting legacy gateway and handover to enter GRAN and U-TRAN network also. MEME manages thousands of E-node B elements, which is one of the key difference from 2G and 3G. Policy and charging rules functions of LTE network architecture. It is also take care policy decision functions, PDF, and charging rule function also. It also take care interfacing with PDM gateway and support service data flow detection, policy enforcement, and flow-based charging. That's the end of my today topic. Thank you very much.